In this video, I'm going to be discussing a little bit about meaning and meaningless, but in analogy to the concepts of zero and nothingness, and understanding nothingness in relation to zero, and actually really digging deep into this idea that zero is a representation that signifies something and has a meaning, a symbolic representative meaning, but that's also denotative of something that is a lack of, and that lack of is significant, and the significance gives it a type of meaning, which is a form of meaning that is typically not necessarily considered when we're thinking about these more overarching questions of whether or not there's a meaning to life or a meaning within life, because it's important to think of the facets of meaning and how we can think of how meaning can be very different from what's meaningful. Where something like zero, it's not a true nothing, it's a symbolic nothing. And much like understanding, like when say there's something that we value, maybe it's a lot of gold bars, and we suddenly have no gold bars, so we feel disappointed, and there's negative emotion, and there might be a feeling of things that are being meaningless or a lack of something, but it's not that that's not significant. It can be made less significant and less salient, but there's still some meaning predicates to that, and even the negative emotions and the negative values conveying a type of meaning, but that meaning is negative meaning, and it's a meaning that we would also probably like to neutralize or to make positive. So those are two ideal states that we tend to typically move and orient ourselves towards. And zeros always exist in relation to other numbers, other values of significance, whether it be at a decimal point or have a numeric value of representation. So when we think about these concepts of nothing, even the term nothing itself conveys something in relation to what exists, or semantic contents in this context, because nothing is a semanticization of a potential reality, but a reality that we can't access, because if we have a perception of that reality, it ceases to be nothing. In the same sense that if we have 0 gold bars and then suddenly we have a gold bar, it ceases to be 0 gold bars, right? Because there's a gold bar. But we come to the notion of there being 0 gold bars in relation to there being gold bars, or having at least a notion, an idea of what it means for there to be gold bars and there not to mean gold bars. These things seem to come into existence simultaneously and will convey different types of meaning that contribute to what is meaningful and understood as meaningful. So they're all interrelated. And that's just a short little blurb on that. This video. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.